Hey, good morning, everybody. I wonder, just to test, if I look as haggard as I feel. I don't know. It's been a long night, long morning, and here at Lulu's, and here's what I wrote today. It's the Scent Lingers is the tentative title, but it always seems to change after I record it. Today feels like a day where I have nothing to say. I feel jarred. Maybe it's a little bit of shock from the events of the day that left my body tender and my spirit fragile. It definitely wasn't my time in band at Smith Rock Music. That was a delay. I was so sick of trying to figure out my Bluetooth situation, like whether to hook up to Pandora or freaking Apple Music. And I broke a big bill and restocked a CD collection. And Neil Young's Harvest Moon was non-negotiable. I listened to it 3 times before the warm sun and the soft sound started to get me sleepy. And then I got Bob Dylan's 30th anniversary edition, which was a risk that I'm not sure I'd take again. I loved hearing Eddie Vedder, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, and John Cougar Mellencamp, but I missed his voice singing the song, so I skipped around a lot. It also wasn't my sweet conversation with Allie, talking about everything I'm going through and listening to her landlady woes, trying to be supportive without being a hero. She told me, guys can be just so manipulative when it comes to physical intimacy. It's hard not to, I tell her. Even when we know at some level, it's like we're so programmed in our genetics, it's almost like looking for a good meal. Sometimes her and I cuddle, and I knew I was guilty as charged. She reassured me, but I still felt tender. Highway 505 is the last stretch of the chill driving. It then merges into 80 and peels off into 680, and then the traffic really starts to thicken. I call her back after listening to NPR on a piece on nonviolent communication. Can I try that again, I ask her. Sure, she says. I tried to listen better and just empathize. She tells me more and I listen. I do a little bit better. Listening is hard. She has to go into dance and I keep driving. Toy from Hinge calls me back. She likes my profile and we've been trying to connect by phone. My car's too old to connect to my phone, so I usually talk on speaker, and it works good enough, but I can barely hear her pepper me with questions, trying to discern what the fuck I'm doing driving all day and night. Is it business or pleasure, she asks. Yes, I tell her both, and try to explain my life in 30 seconds on the freeway going 70. As I talk to her, I feel more and more lost and wondering myself, when are you actually going to settle here in LA? I tell her I'm looking about my travel plans, what I'm considering, and how I'm looking for a place no farther north than Santa Monica, north of Manhattan Beach, east of Culver City. I want to be able to walk to yoga, coffee, restaurants, and groceries. She lives in Woodland Hills. She's 46 and wants kids. Am I crazy? Is that even possible? No wonder she wants to know when I'm settling down. I was listening to this radio piece on the desirable modern male archetype as an architect and why women go crazy for him. Apparently they're creative and they have a plan. A man with a plan. Well, I'm not exactly that guy. I do plan, but I don't always have one. I have more of a trajectory. But I'm not afraid to deviate from the blueprints. In fact, I don't even have any blueprints. Maybe life would be easier if I did, but I'm at least halfway through this journey and it doesn't seem like that's in the cards for me. So I can only hear about half of what she's saying. It's dark, I'm holding the phone so I can't see the map, and for some reason you have to get completely off of Highway 680 to get on 880, and as I do the phone dies. Her phone dies. So I'm left wondering if she could tell in those 10 minutes that I was too nomadic for her. Honestly, lately I've been feeling too nomadic for myself. All this bouncing between states is making me loco. I still hadn't made contact with Alice since I talked to her on the phone a few days ago confirming a place to stay. I was updating her about my arrival time, and when I got the call from Toy, I thought about bailing on the whole journey to their place and staying at my uncle's, but I decided to just go for it and trust that it would work out. When I got there, their front yard was filled with campers, and now I recall someone in the background when I was talking to Alice, telling her that the musicians will be here, and they were. I walk in and meet Paul, who acts like we're old friends. He offers me a guitar, but I'm not quite feeling it. I haven't played in what feels like forever, so I hum along a bit, and then ask if I can play Jake's Cajon tab, drum box sort of thing. I'm nervous. I can't tell if I'm on or off the beat. But by the last song, my body seems to soften, and my left arm sways a little while my fingers dance between the external snare and the deep cherry bass. Alice's husband, Jack, seems surprised to see me and asks if I need a bunk. "Didn't Alice tell you I was coming?" "No," he says. I can see the lines of anguish tighten on his face. "Let me erase her a number for you from your phone. She hasn't been remembering right for 8 years now." And then it all made sense to me, as I recall our conversation and how she asked me multiple times for the same information, and was writing it down in her calendar. Jack's been sipping red wine from one cup and white from the other, and so his in-between stories had a sort of that next level passion, and we could play along with him until one of us would transition to the tune. I woke at 5 this morning, practiced my atomic habits, and had to settle on Starbucks on mission because Lulu's wasn't open yet. But now I finished my first cup and I'm heading over to Lulu's for the second. And by the way, Lulu's rocks. A nice long couch type bench seat, a roaster in the back, folksy sounding jazz-ish music, delicious looking pastries. And after a conversation with the barista, I realized I'm drinking what I'm looking for in a drink is a long black. He made an Americano with a shot on the bottom for a smoother drink, not the bold, thick crema that the top gets me all fired up. Even so, it's way better than Starbucks, and the vibe is so soothing. Despite my cup, I'm getting a little sleepy. My second cup. Well, that woke me up. A dude with a mask and 3 dogs on leashes walks in. 2 Great Pyrenees and 1 poodle-looking thing that take up the whole open area where people are trying to get by. He orders a mocha with whole milk. He's trying to be considerate, leaning over to pay for his drink so the pack doesn't encroach on a waiting couple. But they stink, and they're gone, and the scent still lingers on. And that's me, in a nutshell, living my dream here. I love you guys back home and friends out there, wherever you are. Hope you're feeling good and enjoying this life we've got here. It's beautiful and painful. And the dance between the two is miraculous. So take care. Bye.